You just said you want a virgin. You want a virgin.
Which would be amazing,
So,
yes.
yeah, this actually makes me like, I keep trying to rack my brain around it. Yeah. Like, how is it that you come out confidently, like with all your chest, like you are proud and saying it that you want a wife that is a virgin, but at the same time, you hold a body count that can actually feel like an entire football team. Like, how does that work?
Local stories, global insights. This is the Oya Just Me podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Oya Just Me podcast, your one-stop spot for local stories and global insights.
Yes, y'all. And it's your boy Awesomeness in the building, as you can tell.
I don't know why he thinks he's awesome, but I will let that one slide. Your favorite girl, of course, Ekanem is my name, but you can just call me M.
For people that don't want to say the full name. Lazy people. Anyways, today we have a lot to talk about, but we're talking about something very
thought-provoking,
very
spicy,
very intriguing.
You can say that again.
Today we are talking
detail,
sex, virginity, and hypocrisy.
Heavy on the hypocrisy. I just wanted to allow that one.
Three bold men.
Bold men.
Yeah.
It's how you just assume that they are men. Come on.
Okay. We're gender fluid. Three bold something. They identify as things. Let's do that. Anyways, sex, virginity, and hypocrisy.
Yes.
This is obviously very, very interesting because people have dynamics and understanding to what they believe this is or this should be, which is why we're here, because obviously we're here for the...
I like that we're tackling this here.
Yeah.
Because the country we live in right now, this part of the world, there's this culture of silence around talking about sex.
Fact.
And of course, we had to bring in virginity and the hypocrisy part of it, which is what we're going to dive deep into this today.
Yep. Can't wait.
Somehow I feel like it's going to be a bumpy ride, but
See, get ready because there are things I'm going to ask you that you're not even ready for.
What?
But let's start with...
Sorry, what? Should I be bothered?
Let's start with the culture of silence around sex, especially in Nigeria. In case you're wondering, we're talking about Nigeria. So wherever you're watching from, on any platform, make sure you subscribe, do the lovely things that we like. Comment, drop a like if you like what you see.
And you gotta like what you see. Don't you like good things? Just saying.
But yeah, let's talk about silence around the silence culture. There's this thing that we all know that happens that a wise man would like to call intercourse. But for some reason, we can't state it as it is, especially in Nigeria. Why is it like that?
It's how you say intercourse, and somehow I feel like that word on its own is even weightier than saying sex.
That's what makes you a Nigerian. Because what is inside intercourse now? What is inside?
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to say, I think, this part of the world here, a lot of people, especially the older generation, and I think it's, things that they've been able to instill into some of us, the younger generation.
Yeah, true.
Especially the older generation, there's this thing where it feels like talking about sex in Nigeria is criminal. That's how they make it feel. It makes it seem like you're committing a crime.
Wait, hold up. Do you know every time you say sex, you go like, sex?
Just like by default, it's like, I gotta reduce my voice.
In Nigeria, every time we talk about sex, you have to reduce it because say your mama fit day back, you'll whoop you want, where you fight for dress sharp. But yeah.
But yeah, that
goes to show how silent it is.
Yeah, the thing is, people would rather discuss about the economic situation, they rather talk about politics or sports, exactly every other thing, but sex. It's like they can't actually openly talk down that you said this thing every time I say sex.
Anyway,
I feel like I have to reduce my voice, But why do we pretend like people are not out there doing to do?
We're a very religious and cultural country. And with that being said, for some reason, some things are not mentioned. In an African home, your mom, you might be looking at a particular girl. I don't know, family dinner or something like that. And you're looking at this girl, people are playing too much. When I don't, they play too near each other. there's a eye your mother will look you like this.
It's the bombastic side.
Instantly, Chijioke knows what he's supposed to do.
Know what to do.
Chijioke, you will not near that girl more than 2 meters. Immediately you see that eye. Do you know why? Because there are things that you don't need to say. The move will tell you. And that's the same thing with sex. We don't necessarily say it. There's a move around it. You'll be like, when you and your husband and you people want to do the do, you can just say it the way it is.
It's crazy, yeah.
For I feel like we can be open about these things.
For a society that is not open about talking about sex, the same society where you have like hotels being fully booked. I mean, I'm saying like people go to hotels for like different reasons, yeah. But then let's think about it. Mm-hmm. We have hotels fully booked, and then we have like
every weekend, by the way.
Lot of. It's how you know about this.
Every weekend.
We have that. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of paternity fraud stories, yeah. And a lot of sneaky link stories. Like, we see them everywhere on social media, on the internet. Like, we have all of these things. And then somehow people are just, they feel like they act as if sex is non-existent in this part of the world.
It is very much existent. It's just culture, to be honest. That's what I boil it down to. I believe it's culture and how religious we are. But it hurts me when, like, it affects even the family and then parents can't talk to their kids about sex and all of things like that. But that's a wider
personally, I'm just saying, like, it's just screaming hypocrisy to me. Like, it's screaming, like, hypocrisy is loud. It's like, people are doing this. Why can't you openly talk about it? Like, you mentioned the age we get to talk about it now. You mentioned parents, yeah? Yeah. You mentioned parents. And it's how parents do not talk about it. It's like, they don't want you to do this. They don't talk about it with you. Mm-hmm. But somehow they expect you to know what to do and what not to do.
Yeah, because you are growing with them. Did you see me and your father do such a thing? Chijioke, behave yourself.
But you had seven of us. How did
the Lord ministered to my mother. And they went in. And
I think
the rest happened.
I think for like our parents and the older generation, I think what they did was they mostly warned us. Like, it was more or less like, if I catch you, like, don't do this. Yeah. But like, why don't you want me to do this?
Because there's a time to do it. And it's not yet the time to tell you that this is the time to do it.
Exactly.
No, that's what the look shows you that this is not the time. When the time comes, there's another look that you get. Like, I don't know about ladies, but there's a time in a guy's life, your father will look at you different. You will start hearing things like, before he's calling you my son, now he's start calling you my brother. You say, my brother. Sit down, let's talk about this thing.
My father would never call me.
He will call you his sister.
Oh my God, my father would never call me sister, but let's not.
They play. But the fact is, there's a time when all of these things will be discussed. But unfortunately, by that time, if you are, a Raz Lagos boy, you are still doing the things that they are trying to tell you at that time, But there's a time, our Nigerian parents believe that there's a time when stuff like this can be discussed with your child. And it's a long time.
We will go into this. Yeah. But for now, the truth is, let's be realistic. Mm-hmm. It's not even happening now. For most parents, 50-50. You just basically get to learn about this stuff yourself. And I'm okay. This is not me speaking from experience, because I grew up in a home where we were able to talk about things and talk about it in a way that you'd understand even as a child.
Aww.
I remember.
That's so nice.
No, I'm saying this. I mean, before I tell my story, I found some tweets online here.
Okay.
Found some tweets. And this particular one is at Sassy Niger Girl. She said, Nigerian parents, sex is a taboo. Mm-hmm. Also, Nigerian parents, when will you give us grandchildren? It's like, somebody explain the math.
Oh my days.
She said that, and I'm like,
this is the most relatable thing I've heard.
This is typical. I don't even think it's only Nigeria, because we had stories from like people from other African countries saying the same thing. It's like all of them are reading the same handbook.
Yeah. Someone will be like, when I was your age, I don't marry you. I'll be like, wait, when did we graduate from go to church now? And when I was your age, I don't marry. Like, there's just a swift jump over. When you say this one step. Nigerian parents go like one step.
Like, you just flew all the way.
Decking straight.
Another tweet here, I think, at Lagos Gossip. This one said, the silence around sex in Nigeria is so bad. My biology teacher skipped the reproductive system chapter like it was an elective subject.
No. I think that's wrong.
This is naturally, they need to find that teacher, because what are they paying you for?
Because I know, although me personally, I had like that discussion with my mom, but like I did not really have that discussion with let's
you
say
had a discussion with your mom, like
yeah. But I did not have that discussion with a male figure, so to say.
Okay.
So my mom basically played both parts. You know, when you say, you hear from a woman or when you hear from a man to man. So my mom played both parts and like did the man side and did the woman side. So she told you the fear of if you touch the girl, you get pregnant. She did that side and she did let's sit down, let's talk. This is what you're not supposed to do. So by the time I got to like school and the biology I was talking about so and reproductive system, everybody were like, Uncle, go back, and they were making jokes and no.
So we don't have to touch before.
But
sorry,
me, I already
it's
like
not
you.
just touching, no. Okay, actually, yeah, that's why I said I think for me, I was actually quite fortunate that my parents were able to like have this conversation in a way that I would say my little brain then at that stage as a child could understand.
You knew things.
I knew things, and I think like I said, I'm fortunate compared to most that I was able to understand these things. And this thing you just said about do not touch a girl, she'll get pregnant. I think a lot of African parents use this for their children. It's like, especially like to warn their daughters, like, don't let any boy touch you. Anybody that touches you will get pregnant.
That's true though.
And I remember in primary school, there was this girl, my classmate. I mean, I had parents say that. At some point, every parent said that to their child. But I mean, mine, they were able to go further and actually make you understand that, it was way more than just a physical touch. So I had this girl in my primary school and she was my classmate. This girl was crying like uncontrollably one day. And I'm like, what happened? Like, why are you crying? What's wrong? She said she's pregnant. And me panicking, like, you're pregnant. Like, what happened? And then she said, this boy touched me. I'm sorry, I was young, but I just burst out laughing because I couldn't understand it.
And it was because you knew. Because
I
if you did not know the truth,
this was someone that was in my class, and I expected she should know.
You'd be like, how many times did he touch you? Jesus.
It's like, how many babies are you carrying
right now? You get me? So it's because you knew that was true. So for those of you who got that premium education from your parents, big ups to you, or God bless you. For those who did not get, big ups to you too as well. And I hope you did not go astray.
I actually want to hear, I want to hear personal stories from you guys. Like, if your parents ever told you if a boy should touch you, get pregnant, or as a guy, if they ever told you if you touch a girl, she'll get pregnant. Let's hear what your own stories were like. And did you ever have like an experience with that? Yeah,
I feel like so many people out there have so many experiences, and I feel like we're going to get some weird ones. So if you know you're scared, you can use another name to comment in the comment section. You get me? Or just say, I'm asking for a friend. My friend said, "Hey, you get me? We're here for you. This is a safe space. Over safe.
No one is gonna know. No one's gonna know.
Between me and you. Yeah. But either ways, So with that being said, it means the silence culture is obviously terrible. It's bad, and it should improve. And I think modern day parents are trying to improve, especially like millennial parents and some Gen Z parents as well, because we know what's happening around the world. But it doesn't take away the fact that kids as well are now too open to some of these things. I remember when my mom did not have to talk with me, until the time she had to talk with me, I still was oblivious to a lot of things. But there are children that if you don't have to talk with them now,
I mean, everything's on the internet right now. Like,
they would find out. And some of them, they might not even have to get to the internet from school. You know? So this stuff is crazy. I don't even want to go in deep, but please, the silence culture should be broken, destroyed, put under and sent to the abyss.
Alright, let's move on to the next segment of this. Actually, this takes me to another very important, I won't call it topic, but maybe some heading in this.
Okay.
They talk on virginity.
Hey, whoa.
Our topic, I know we said from the beginning, our topic is sex, virginity, and hypocrisy. We're getting to the hypocrisy part, this gender. But let's talk virginity now. Like, with the way everything is going, like, in today's world, do you think virginity still holds the same weight as it did back then? Because I know back then, like, a lot of people will be like, as a woman, like, your virginity is your pride, like, you need to keep yourself. Do you understand? They attached a lot of importance to a woman's virginity. Is that still the case?
100.
In today's world?
Well, for some people, no. But, like, if we're talking general terms, I think it's important to who is important to. It's like asking me if my shoe or my Air Jordans are important. I really think if I really love it that much, it's that important. Virginity, yes, it's put on a high pedestal, and it's definitely very, very important. In the African settings, we are betrothing our newly found princess, a virgin princess, to the king.
Let's
things
leave
like
the African society.
No, we have to. But
do you think it still holds weight right now?
If it holds weight, if it's important,
your opinion.
Yes. In my opinion, yes, it is important. If you can keep your virginity amazing, beautiful. I love that.
So you're trying to say a woman's worth should be measured?
No, if you can't keep it though, it still doesn't reduce who you are. It's based on perspective. If I feel your virginity can be your pride, because there's something about me as a person. One thing that I know I cannot give you, and I know you can't take from me. Let's take, for instance, my awesomeness. It's inbuilt. It's part of me. You understand? I don't even know how I got it. It just came. It's in my blood. And I wouldn't want to give it to someone else just like that. If I want to share it with you, you understand? You have to be worthy of touching that. You can now attribute that to virginity. If I want to give you that, you have to be worthy of collecting this thing from me. And if I keep it as long as I want to give it to the right person, it's my choice. And it's glorious to me. Now there's someone else who carries this virginity and dashes it out to someone else. Is what they want to do. You dash it out and live your life.
Okay. So
to me, it's important to who is important too. I think it's important to me personally, but to other people it might not be. Yeah.
That doesn't sound very convincing, but okay.
I think it's very important.
But yeah, like you said, at the end of the day, it depends on the individual.
It depends on the individual, really. Yeah.
But the thing is, let's not lie. Let's be honest. Society today puts a lot of pressure on women to be pure, to keep themselves.
Yeah. Because you're the queen of the house. You have to be pure.
Yeah, so like, why don't they
You're
put
the head
the
of the
same
household,
amount of
basically.
pressure on the men?
On the man. How do you know a man is a virgin?
If he has not had sex before, he's a virgin, innit? Is that not what you guys are going to say too?
That's not what they do for you.
For the female gender. No, I'm just saying, like, let's
That's
be
not how you know if a man is a virgin. There's no way to check if a man is a virgin.
There's no way to check, but I'm saying you as a person, as a person, you can decide, okay, I want to. I mean, like
keep
you said,
this thing for one person.
There is no way to check. But I'm saying the society we live in right now puts a lot of pressure on women to keep themselves.
What if I tell you
like
I am?
a lot of women have been shamed for not being virgins before marriage.
A lot of men too can be shamed for not being a virgin.
How many men have you seen being shamed for not being virgins?
Have you seen Mama Junior?
Come on, let's be realistic. How many men have you seen? These days, men are actually sort of celebrated for their sexual prowess.
That's the wicked world for you.
It's a wicked world.
But that's
what we're going to say.
And see, that's not where I grew up. Where I grew up is not like that. Maybe like from uni it was, but then I don't think growing up, virginity was like a Champions League. It was the World Cup.
We're talking about right now. I mean, we're all growing. We know
right now,
obviously,
yes. There's a certain rep that you get as a man. I'm like, this guy wiped this one. Oh boy, now man you be fast.
See, my point exactly. Thank you.
But that's because that's among men.
That's among men. That's the thing. It's the celebration. It's like you're celebrating. Like
amongst women themselves, they're also the one that criticize themselves and say, "Why did you lose yourself? She's a loose girl." Stuff like that. Yeah, women throw themselves under the bus.
Women throw themselves. Men do too.
Yeah.
Throw women under the bus. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like
and women also throw men under the bus if they want to.
I'm just going to read some.
If you want to, you can.
Here as well from.
Okay, read another one.
About the whole virginity thing.
Oh my
I'm talking about how whether or not it's important. Yeah.
Okay.
I have this tweet from @Omo Echo, and she says virginity is still a thing. Say Omo now who confess lose.
But actually, if you look at it, that's why that goes back to what I said.
Folks, no, really. That's the fact they open your mouth to say, "How would you know?"
How would you know? Even the ladies, how would you know? How would you actually know? Recently I was talking with someone and then she was like, "Not every girl has a hymen." So even the whole
we had that conversation, didn't we?
Yeah, we had that conversation. Yeah. But we have weird conversations, let's not even go into that. The public are not ready for that. But the fact is, I was having this conversation with someone else. I was in open space, and then she was like, yes, actually, there are women that don't have hymen.
Yeah, there are women that don't.
And she was in the medical space, so I was very curious, and I was like, so how do I know that this person who tells me that, yeah, I am a virgin, is actually a virgin? So if I put that as the main reason why I would love this girl, that she has to she has to be a virgin, and I have to be the one to break the hymen, quote unquote, and see blood, all of that stuff. Some you can even break the hymen and they don't bleed.
I mean,
does that make her lose?
There's a story of someone I know here that hers was even, I think it was from sports, like she was really sporty growing up. Yeah. And that's how hers.
Okay, that one is impossible. You told me that. I still don't believe that. It's like when you say, she was riding bicycle and she was like,
the people that dance and do the splits. But what I'm saying is, don't think too much on it. But what I'm saying is, there are people that have actually had their hymen broken by that? Because this is pretty much a very thin layer of whatever.
I don't believe that one.
But let's not do it.
Make that get all true. Make that get all true.
Oh, but you can believe that some people are not born with it, but you can't believe that some people.
Yeah. It's crazy. How do you tell me that you split and then just like that, virginity fly away? But honestly, we can't really tell what. It's important to who is important to.
Yeah, we want to hear from me though. Like this is my thought. This was like
I want to marry a virgin.
Someone's personal experience. I think the truth is finally out. So apparently to him it's very important. And that's coming from somebody that said the other day, I don't think there are any virgins in this world anymore.
Yeah, there are no virgins. That's why I want one. It's rare. I want a rare stone, a rare gem. I believe that there's only 2% of the world that's a virgin.
You want a rare stone, a rare gem, are you a rare gem?
Me? Over rare, they worry me.
Just the question. See, actually, this even leads me to the next point of this conversation. The hypocrisy of men in general. Let's talk about that.
Days.
We've entered the aspect
what do you have
of
against
hypocrisy
men,
now. I don't have any problem.
Cool. Continue. Let me hear.
I don't have anything against men.
Let me hear it though.
But I'm like, no, let's talk about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I want like all the men around to gather here because this one is for you. Like, gather around. You just said you want a rare gem, you want a virgin.
Which would be amazing,
So,
yes.
Yeah, this actually makes me, like, I keep trying to rack my brain around it, yeah? Like, how is it that you come out confidently, like with all your chest, like you are proud and saying it, that you want a wife that is a virgin. But at the same time, you hold a body count that can actually feel like an entire football team. Like, how does that work? I'm just saying, like, keep the same energy. You want someone that's kept themselves, someone that is pure, someone that is rare in your opinion, yeah? Keep the energy, keep the same energy. Like, are you pure? Are you rare?
Before you go far, Mommy Chris is watching this. You are talking about the person, not me, Abby.
Because I'm talking about you. No, you said this. So
body count of a stadium. It's not me. She's talking about to Mommy. You are. So you will have to.
Technically, I said a football team, but okay, we say stadium. That
football team.
There are guys that actually. Wait, what are you though? Body count of a stadium.
We're not talking body count here. We're talking about virginity. It's important, yeah.
But cool. Like same thing, yeah. We're talking about the hypocrisy of your gender right now.
Everybody aspire for something great. It's like wanting to reach the moon. You might never ever even go to space, but you aspire to get there. If there's a virgin out there who is an amazing human being, tall, blue eyes, long hair, knows how to cook very well, and is very homely and wifey, slide by my way. You get me? That would be amazing. That's a dream come true. She has to be black as well, but I don't really mind color or race.
I'm actually going to cut you here because you say everybody aspires for something great.
Yeah.
The same way you aspire, in the same way, some amazing lady too that is, probably like a rare gem is also aspiring. So you want this thing, but you're not ready to. You want this great thing, like you say, but you're not ready to keep yourself. How are you sure
we're not ready to keep ourselves? I'll keep myself for you. If the virginity I've lost, I'm gonna carry it and come back for you. Trust me.
People that talk about re-virginizing, that's like topic for another day. But yeah, there are people that actually say that. So I don't know what to go to.
I feel like everybody.
But no, the fact, you lost it. Like, come on.
I tell you, sir. If you go back to where the thing fall down, you go there, go pick and back.
You have serious issues. But on a serious note, like. You people's hypocrisy is loud, like it's screaming into my ears.
What if virginity is just a concept? Right. And the same way you throw it somewhere, that person, you go back to that person back from 2009, you pick it back, then you give it to the love of your life.
So when we talked about this topic, I literally had to scour the internet.
You tell me, is virginity important to you? Would you want a virgin man? Because everybody will be like, keep the same energy. But if a man is a virgin, and the man doesn't know how to doesn't know how to la loosely, doesn't know how to zazuze, doesn't know how to do the things you like, can't satisfy.
Okay,
is that not a problem for you?
First of all,
don't you want an experienced person?
First of all,
don't you want a goat, the greatest of all time? Oh yeah, tell me.
Please, let's not misuse the word goat here, please. Let me talking about this. But cool. See, at the same time, I'm actually very indifferent here. I'm very indifferent.
So what's your stance? What's your stance?
Just be a good person, really.
Virginity doesn't mean nothing.
Honestly, I'm very indifferent here. I'm not going to say, oh no, you must be, or if you're not, you're I'm like, at the end of the day, you must be, just be a good person. Yeah. Really, it doesn't.
Be a father to my kids. Be a husband.
Do you understand? Be the right man for me. If you're a virgin
or not, it doesn't matter. If you're good with, if you have experience or not, don't care.
I really don't.
If your body count is like a stadium, don't care.
Better not have a body count of stadium.
Do you have a problem with body count?
That's not what we're talking about.
Okay. All right. Real quick, yeah.
But yeah, like
let's go into hypocrisy real deep now.
Mm-hmm.
On the terms of hypocrisy, especially in Nigeria, do you feel when men are more hypocritical or women are also more hypocritical?
No, yes, to the first part of what you said. I feel men are more hypocritical about it.
Why?
Like I said, you literally just gave an example when you said people aspire for something great. You looked into the camera and said, if you are a rare gem, a tall,
blue eyes,
tall blue eyes, long hair. You literally gave features of what you want, and you added virginity in the middle.
Yeah.
But if I ask you now, I'm not gonna ask you, but I know if I ask you, I'm very sure you are not a rare gem. That's what I'm going to say.
I'm a rare gem.
If that helps
I'm
you
6'5".
If that helps
I'm
you sleep
awesome.
well at night.
I have brown eyes.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I have collected my virginity back, and I'm ready for.
My point here.
No.
All I'm saying is, men are more hypocritical about these things. It's like
it's society. I don't think it's a men thing or a women thing.
It's society. Men are part of the society.
There's some women who be like, they want you to be experienced. You have to. I go tell me, say you never do this thing before. I don't want that kind of a man. There's some that be like, I want a man who's experienced. I want a macho man. I want a toxic man. I want a bad guy. I want a ringleader. I don't know, man. It's perspective.
See, you know what?
Things.
Because of this thing you just said, when I said because of this topic, I had to go and
everybody's hypocritical. Everybody's
run through the internet to find tweets for this particular topic.
Okay.
I have a tweet from @Miss_Boo, and she said, if you want a virgin wife, please apply the same energy to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you think holiness is gender based? And see, this one actually hit home for you. This is directed at you. Just so you know, and your gender, because right now you're the representation of the male gender here.
You people
are a problem. You are the problem. Seriously. Because how can you want something and you don't want to keep the same energy? You're keeping the same thing that you want.
If a man says he wants a virgin, what makes you think that he's not a virgin waiting for a virgin as well? What makes you believe by all means that this man
9 out of 10 times he's not?
I'm telling you, there are a lot of virgin men out there.
Right, keep telling yourself that.
Because there are a lot of heartbreakers that just want Lambo up and down, that other stuff.
Right.
You get me?
I don't get you.
I feel like there are people, there are actual men who don't have girlfriends. See, there's one of my friends. He's the most single person in this world. He's the most single person in this world. And if they tell me tomorrow that he's a virgin, I would 100% believe him till that kingdom comes.
So that's like one in a million.
That's not one in a million.
That's like 1 in a million.
That's not 1 in a million. There are people like that. They don't have girlfriends. They've not done it before.
Again,
they're hoping that they will see one girl,
if that
hit
helps
it
you sleep
right,
well at
and
night,
they get married, and that's it. Many of them have zero experience. Sure, they're going to have that for the first
time. I don't think you should be saying many of them. I don't think you should be saying many of them because there aren't so many. Like I said,
I'll give them
out of 10, you probably just see like 1.
I'll give them a gross 50%. 50% of men can be virgins. Yeah. You think everybody's just out there hitting it?
How about you paint your face with like green and red and white and let's know that you're clowning because what is
one
this?
guy, one playboy that is hitting like 10 different girls. Sometimes one guy is there out of the friend group. There's only one guy that's the play guy among all of them. The other one is just there suffering. They just did. They don't even see.
What's that thing? What's that thing they say? Show me your friends and
I'll tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
In every friend group now, there's a play guy and there's a guy who's getting nothing, and there are guys who are just there to get married and chill. They've not done nothing with nobody. Yes, some guys now only smoosh. They don't smoosh for their life.
Okay, let's like the culture of silence here when it comes to sex in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. Let's talk sex education now.
All right.
Why are Nigerian parents still shy when it comes to having having sex education with their children, like talking about it? I know I reduced my voice again when I said sex. I'm sorry, Daddy.
It's because you know your mother. But the fact is, as a Nigerian parent, I believe I can tell my child, I can talk to my child the way I want my child to understand me. Now, I don't have to necessarily expatiate or like tell them as goreful or as gruesome as it is. It depends on the age. There's a time and a season for everything.
So how early do you need to start?
Our parents shy away from it because they don't actually articulate or have an actual time of when they do it. That's
I think some of them actually just wait for you to get into secondary school and they'll be like, oh, they'll cover that in biology.
Sometimes when you're in secondary school, they feel like the child is still too young because, let's face it, there are a lot of young children in secondary school and going through university. All you're thinking about is how to get money, send you through school, you come out of school, and then they can start having this talk when men start approaching, because parents believe that there's a time when men will start approaching their girls.
You mean when
and
they start
time when their boys,
for grandchildren?
Yeah, there's a time when their boys too will start toasting girls. But the truth is, most times you're wrong. The time you think they're approaching your girl, they've approached your girl already inside Pinafore. You just did not know. You understand? Because you're working so hard. There's the thing. I don't say don't work hard, but as you work hard, also make sure that you are in tune with your children and know the specific time to start telling them things. And the internet is so vast that you have to start now. You can't shy away from this. As your responsibility is to provide, to protect, and to also groom these children. Grooming them involves talking, involve heart-to-heart discussions, and this is something that you have to do as a parent.
Yes,
and
that's where proper communication comes in.
Very important.
I'm going to have communication.
That bridge is broken between some parents. You are so in society, but in the house, you're a stranger. Don't do that, please. Don't do that.
I think, like I said, proper communication here, because I think a lot of parents do not know how to properly articulate some of these things to their children.
Facts.
That is why back then they just thought if a boy should touch you, you get pregnant. That was like their own way of saying, whatever you do not get involved with. That's something now that you tell a
4-year-old.
But like, I think
4-year-old.
for a lot of them,
a 16-year-old, don't they? But
even some 4-year-olds right now know a lot of things. The thing is, even
Coco Melon is 4 years. Coco Melon.
For a lot of African parents, for them to actually say the word sex on its own,
it's hard.
They feel like the moment they say it might just cause that child to get pregnant, especially for a girl child.
And that's because we are very inquisitive. If you take that as well,
but
look at it. Children
ask questions.
Exactly.
Children ask questions. So many ask, "Oh, mommy, how did I How was I born? Like how was I? I don't know the right word to use.
Children are very, very inquisitive.
How did I come to be?
That's why you should know the way and manner to tell them about this. Start communicating with them so they know that every time they want to ask mommy, how did this happen? Is mommy they're coming to or is daddy they're coming to?
Exactly.
Because they know mommy will give them an adequate answer at that time. Now there's an age where they'll get to, obviously the answer has to be different. It has to be more in-depth and more detailed. That's when you start to break it down to them as well. So this thing is down to you as a parent. Constantly following your child on every single mode of their development. That's the only way you can do, because if you miss it, you've missed it and they've skipped that track. Now you have to be the one to try and fast track or rewind your steps.
You can't take back all these years. That's the truth.
You just can't.
It's better you tell them about it
early enough, but also at the right time. Let it not be like you're the one telling them to lead them astray. You understand? It's also I
feel like it's better for you to educate them on these things and wait for them to find out from the internet, because it's gonna be bloody. That's all I can say. I mean, I got some tweets here.
Be their first internet.
Exactly. I got some tweets here.
Okay.
This basically just even butchers my point. This one is from @TheRealAisha. She said, "My mom said if a boy touched me, I'd get pregnant. I'm still waiting for science to explain how."
It's true now.
That was one. And like I said, I think everybody can relate to this.
Well, how wrong is that statement? People. That statement is actually very true.
No, the thing is, see, let me explain.
You were feeling like this touch.
This was the touch that made a girl cry when I was in primary school.
This was enough.
Don't stop touching me. But like, that's what I'm saying. That was the touch that made the girl start crying in primary school. But my point is,
which kind of emotional violence with this?
My point is, they should have found a way to properly explain. I mean, now we have like this generation of parents.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a video where this woman was teaching her child. She said, "This is your private part.
Yeah.
Nobody should touch you there.
Yeah.
This is I call it now public parts. Anybody can touch it. Okay, can touch you on your hand, and then depends on where they touch you. So I think she's like from here to here is okay, but the moment they move from there to, I mean, that's not acceptable.
True.
So she was able to, and this child would have been like maybe 4 or 5, learning stuff like this. Okay, what part of my body is private? What part of my body can people actually touch? This is something that's, I feel like a lot of parents right now should actually imbibe this culture. Start teaching your kids from, because like you said, we have a lot of kids right now that are in secondary school. I'm saying kids because they are really young, even in university.
Yeah, true.
And most of them are, they're like really smart, so they're able to like get in early enough, but they need to know all of these things.
But you know that there are also kids that are parents right now. So we have to also take into consideration that there are things that in parenting you learn on the go. Don't think that you can just parents.
There's no laid down guideline.
Yeah,
but
so I can't really blame them for using that. To be honest, everything starts from a touch. Every single thing starts from a touch. You touch it, from touch you feel it. From
when
feel,
I said don't touch me, you thought I was, go ahead.
No. The way you said don't touch me, and then you nearly broke my knuckles. The way you whipped my hand.
Go ahead.
But you get me. Everything starts from a touch. If oil, there's a popular saying in Nigeria, in case of that are watching in diaspora. If red oil touch this hand, it go spread, touch the other one. That's where they start. Now from clap, now they take you enter dance. You understand? So I can't really blame my parents for telling me that as the first rule of call. Don't if you touch this girl, she will get instantly.
I understand.
Once the girl start moving different towards me,
it worked to an extent. It worked to an extent for most of us.
So
but I'm saying right now, times have changed.
Yeah, true.
Things are. I mean, things have evolved.
Obviously, a different way now to say it.
That's what I'm saying.
And a better way.
It's not enough to just tell a child don't do this. You need to also explain to them why they shouldn't do this.
True.
And it's actually so I saw a tweet here at Just Ola. He said sex education in Nigerian homes is basically don't do it. Why? Because I said so. The end. And that's what a lot of us had to go through. I mean, not me included,
Mama
but
knows
like
best.
I mean, I was fortunate.
Papa knows best.
But that's the thing. It shouldn't be so, especially right now where kids have access to the internet.
Yeah.
So you tell a child, don't do this, or don't let anybody do this to you. You should find words to explain why
properly.
You told them not to exactly.
And some of you feel like my kids are not on the internet, they don't have phones. They might be using your phone.
I'm sorry
and even
for
if they don't
you.
use your phone, their classmates and have a phone. Somebody around them has a phone.
Somebody somewhere.
Information is too rampant. So be their first call of information. I think that's the bottom line here with this.
So let's look at like religious versus cultural expectations when it comes to sex.
That's one I would like to really ask you. I'm going to give you my own perspective and then I'm going to ask you. I'm going to throw back at you. So we know Nigeria is a very cultural and religious nation. So with that being said, we always know that our religion and our culture has a big role to play in why things are the way they are or what not. Now, I feel culturally there's a way and manner as a child. There are things that you're supposed to do and not do. You dance under the moonlight, all of those things. You play tinkle, run around. But if you see two inside the 9 children that are playing catch and do, 2 go one side and do 2 fighting or do one. Instantly, there's supposed to be a tattletale there that will go and do the then Nkechi don sabi Spider-Man and go and tear.
I'm sorry, understand? You lost me there. What?
Where did you grow up? Who is this girl? Where did you grow up? Everybody, we always had that person. If you see 2 people opposite sex go one side, and when people are playing the normal,
there's always going to be that snitch. That's what
there has to be a snitch.
Okay,
so
I'm speak English that we understand.
Then there is English now.
Okay.
Nkechi don sabi Spider-Man. Okay. I will tell for you. That's what it is. So that person goes on, exposes everything, because culturally you are not supposed to have 2 opposite sex somewhere as children learning things that they're not supposed to learn or watching things, so to say, on their phone that they're not supposed to watch. You get me? But the world is now more private. Your children don't grow in the society anymore. They don't grow that way. They grow in their living rooms or in their bedrooms, in your house, in front of their iPads and phones. So now, instead of somebody doing the tattletale, now the person doing tattletale is whoever they have sent one weird picture to because they're exposed to information like this. Parenting has gone a long way. So our culture, they have to find a way to also infuse our culture in the way your children grow at home. We're not in a white man's land. We know we're advancing as a nation, but there are things that you need to watch out for as a parent, and your children need to grow knowing. Yeah. Some children in short, they are as secretive as in short. I don't even want to talk about it. And then religiously as well. There's always this archaic thing about in the churches where but weird things happen in the church these days. Weird things happen in religious homes these days. In religious establishments these days. I don't want to talk about those things, but the truth is no one is safe, nowhere is safe. Just be the first vote of call for your child, or the first your 911. You're the 911 to your child.
Your child should be
their best friend.
To talk to you about anything.
Be their best friend.
Exactly.
Let's not capital on religion or culture, because we can try to culture is dying, religion is dying, all of those things are dying. They're not really the way they used to be. So just make sure your children can trust you in all ramifications. Be the priest that they want to see as a father. be the reverend sister or the mommy Gio that they want to see as a mother, be the cultural embediment, be the king they want to see, be the chief priest they want to see, be everything to them. That's it. So you personally now, how do you think culture and religion affects the whole sex and virginity in its whole essence?
Okay.
Yeah.
Somehow I was expecting this question, but then so I just got still not carried away.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, like you said earlier, Nigeria is a religious country.
Yeah.
And also very cultural as well. And I think for the longest time, like religion and culture, tradition, there's always been this power struggle between both of them. It's like who is going to come out on top? And with the way things are right now, certain cultures will say keep yourself as a woman, be pure. I mean, that's like the regular, normal African culture, They'll tell you, keep yourself. I mean, you have to be pure until marriage. But then it is the same culture. I'm sorry, now you come and say, what do I have against men? But I'm going to say, but it's the same culture that actually celebrates men for being sexually experienced.
Is it the culture that is celebrating them? I'll be their guys that is celebrating them.
Let me tell you a story. Relax. Okay. There are like true life stories I've heard here of certain cultures. I'm very sure it doesn't happen in one place alone. Certain cultures where they tell a woman, "Oh, before you can get married to our son, we need to know you can carry a child.
Preference.
We need to know you." No, it's not about preference. Like it's their culture. Like that's how it is.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, they want this woman to keep herself. But at the same time, they're like, no, I mean, we have to test the waters. Like, come on,
because they don't want their son to disappoint.
No, it's not about disappointing.
They want their son to be.
It's not about disappointing. It's like if you are going to say keep yourself till marriage, then stand by it. It's culture in it.
What's the man to keeping himself?
Don't come and contradict yourself and say, oh, we want to be sure that you can actually, procreate in the future. So let's test it out. But you see, that's culture.
That's crazy.
That's culture. Yeah. So it's like they are neither here nor there. It's like you're saying one thing today, you're saying another thing the next. Now, when it comes to religion, I think religion is very open about this when they tell you, oh, sin is bad. Sex is sin. Sex before marriage, rather. Sex before marriage is sin. Do you understand?
But it is sin.
That's fornication. That's outside.
Depending on your religion, though. We're talking Christianity now.
I'm not even going to go into that. But yes. So religion will tell you sex outside of marriage is sin. Don't do it. But inside some churches, we still see a lot of things happening.
Like but that's the thing about religion.
So that's what I'm saying.
It's different for different people. There are religions where they have like crazy stuff, and I can't even say them because they're explicit.
Because we're talking about like religion Nigerian, in this part of the world.
Nigerian religion with Islam, with Christianity is almost in the same manner. Keep yourself as a woman for your husband. He gets married to you, come into the house. The only difference between one of them is that one of which is there's a little bit of contradiction in the sense that in Christianity it's one man to one wife, but in Islam, if the man wants to go ahead and get another wife, he can. But it's almost the same, culturally entwined with our religion, where you have to get this woman, pure as she is, bring her into your home, be the priest of the household, provide and protect, and then she comes in, raises kids for you, helps you, and be the bone of your bone or whatnot. Behind every great man, there's a great woman. All of that. But it's because they're all intertwined. That's the way it is in Nigeria as it stands.
Like I said before, there's that power struggle between culture and tradition.
Yeah, because both of them are as strong and as important
culture
to our
and religion.
roots.
They're strong and important, but at the same time, there's a lot of inconsistencies. Like
because we're trying to infuse the modern day life into
here,
it.
Not there.
There was a time when culture and religion was just the go-to. It was the given. It's nothing like the world is changing. No. No, it was more of keep yourself.
But the world
if you have
is
sex,
changing.
the man is not marrying you anymore.
Is evolving.
If they ensure they even bring you to the market square, disgrace and all of that, because that's the way it is. Culture and religion, they used to have a power tussle. Now they don't even have a power tussle because power is even tussling with them, and that's the new generation we're in right now. The internet is tussling with both religion, culture. It's contradicting even the existence itself.
No, there's still a power tussle, however you look at it. So I saw this tweet here and it says, some Nigerian Christians. Okay, since Christian.
This is where the hypocrisy is going to come in.
This is from at Savage Ninja.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Says some Nigerian Christians be like, sex before marriage is bad. But let's not talk about Brother John's situation with Sister Joy.
Laundry outside.
And like the person went on to say like selective morality at its finest, and I'm like, I mean, you couldn't have said it any better, because at the end of the day, that's exactly what is happening.
That is crazy. That's actually
it's like
crazy.
Yeah, we know this is happening inside of
the religious space.
Exactly. But it's like you're preaching one thing to us, and at the end of the day, we're seeing something else happening.
You know what? I can't judge. Whatever they are going through, whatever Brad John is one minority to everybody. I will take the benefit of that and just say it is what it is. You understand me? It's perspective. It's down to what you think. It's down to what you believe, and it's down to what you work with. With that being said, I believe we have ironed that out.
No, I have to ask you.
Ask me what?
I have to ask you.
Ask
me. You think people should keep pretending?
Not pretending.
Or
believe what you believe. People should believe what they believe. If you believe that sex before marriage is not the way to go or is the way to go, do what works for you and be happy.
Not just about that, yeah. I mean, like I said before, like a lot of people pretend like sex does not exist.
No. You should definitely talk about it.
Like, do we keep pretending that sex doesn't exist,
it's a real
or do we
thing.
start talking?
It is what it is. That's why I say it is what it is. It's a real thing. It's out there. You guys should be more open about what you feel. Say it the way it is. If possible, so if you as a child tell your parent, Mom, this is what I heard in school. Tell me the full details. If you don't tell me, I'm getting my information somewhere else. But because you're scared of your parents, you can't say that. You get me? So
that's it. Exactly for me, though. Open conversations all the way.
Even within couples.
Because let's be truthful. Ignorance has caused a lot of trouble already, like enough trouble. So learn to have open conversations with your peers, with your children, family. Just talk about things. Don't be closed off about them.
Facts.
Yeah, that's just my opinion. I want to hear from you. Tell us. Do you want to start talking about this thing openly, or do you want to just keep pretending like it's not happening, and like some of you are not doing it? I'm just saying. So tell us, like, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe as well. That is very, very important. Your subscription goes a long way to make us look good. Would you like what you see?
I mean, I look good. I know, but like, okay. Anyway, that's it.
You're so full of yourself. That's a wrap for today, guys.
From someone that calls himself awesomeness, though. But yeah, that's it for today. And don't forget, Oya Gist Me podcast is proudly brought to you by Oya Now.
Yep, your number one logistics stop. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody does it better. So do well to download the app and make sure you order for anything you want. And I mean anything, like from tangible things to services. Ready to deliver.
We global, baby.
Yes,
with that being said, Chris Awesomeness is signing out.
Your favorite girl, I'm signing out.
Until we see you again. Bye-bye.